Hello, and welcome to the Art of Intuition podcast. My name is Susan Jane, and I believe that trusting your intuition is the best way to live your life with meaning and purpose. Each week you will hear about how you can connect, develop, and trust your intuition through interviews with other guests and my own personal experiences. Join me to understand how your intuition can guide you towards a life full of meaning and loving purpose. Hello and welcome to the Voice of Intuition podcast. I'm Susan Jane, your host for the podcast, and today we're talking all about business. Now, this is going to be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to this one. But first of all, like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Share it with your friends, let them all know. If you're new to the podcast, you're going to find this one really interesting. This is going to want to make you subscribe, this interview. Now, it is all about business because this is a little bit of a personal pushback for me at this particular stage. When we're on Google or when we're on LinkedIn, we have to have certain industries and certain buttons that you can press. And there's not any in there that says you're doing card readings or you're doing, intuitive work. So I have to go with what was closest to me, and that was life coach. So I put down life coaching. Yes, I do life coaching, but it's not my main claim to fame. But that was all I could find. But of course, putting down life coaching, I have now been bombarded with people saying they work with coaches and they help them get six figures and they do this and do that. And it's almost aggressive the way I have been bombarded recently with people wanting to help life coaches. And now, just in the last couple of weeks, it's happening on Instagram. I'm getting all these people wanting to be Facebook as well. All these people want to be my friends so they can market to me. And just personally, I'm finding it a little bit freaking annoying. But this is where I had to talk to Adrienne before we came on because I didn't want to offend her because that's her line of business. So I've had a little bit of a chat to get an understanding of it. And I think you're going to really enjoy what happens. So first of all, let me welcome Adrienne to the show. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
This is going to be good. Now, I did warn you that I have been getting a little bit annoyed with these people that keep on just sort of bombarding me. And I get that's part of business. I absolutely understand that. And, hang on. Let's wind back before we go any further. Tell me a bit about you, because I know you have had a business. You did have six-figure business and you've just gone on from there. So tell us a little bit about your life and your story.
Yes. So I am Adrienne Rivera. I live in Reno, Nevada, and I am a spiritual business coach. And I'm also the founder of Breath of Gold. And Breath of Gold is a business that supports people using the tool of breath work to connect to wealth and wisdom within themselves. I started out my entrepreneurial journey as a fitness coach, and that was really fun and amazing. Before that, I was teaching like 15 fitness classes a week locally where I was living in Colorado at the time. And then I realized, I love business actually more than I do fitness. Like, I'm so curious when it comes to sales and marketing, and I love sales and marketing. And usually when people hear me say that, they're like, wait, what? You love sales and marketing? Like, I'm curious about that. I want to know more about that. So I'm sure we'll get into that in our conversation. And in the background, my passion of breath work has birthed this breathwork brand called Breath of Gold, and it's just come through me, and it's been so powerful. Now we have the Breath of Gold journal, we have the Breath of Gold Oracle deck, and Breath of Gold has actually grown even bigger. That's like the thing that people know me for, than even the business coaching. So I still support people in growing their business. I work with a lot of healers, life coaches, other business coaches, other types of service providers to support them in growing their business in an aligned way. And the biggest thing that I can say is that there's not just one way to grow your business. So if sales or marketing has not found, like, if you haven't fallen in love with it yet, then you just haven't found the right way to do it. So hopefully today, for anyone listening that is a coach or a healer, you can get some insights to this conversation. I'm really looking forward to reframing a few things and allowing this to feel really good for you.
Yeah, I love that. And it is because we, as healers and things like that, we do look at marketing and we do look at sales very, very differently. I know I did. I'm now a digital marketer. So as you said, I'm actually starting to really enjoy that marketing side. And the side I like to it, funny enough, is the analytical side to it. I love looking at the stats and the understanding of it. And we put out digital marketing that is focused on biopsychology. But the biggest difference that I've found is the way that we do it as a healer, as a life coach, as a feminine business owner. We do it a little bit differently to the guys. Just quietly, we just do it differently. But anyway, I want to get back into the sales and mainly the sales and the marketing side, because I feel that you could look at it on a different aspect. Like I was said earlier, I've been getting bombarded, and I think the marketing that they're shoving in my face, for want of another word, is not conducive to how I feel. And that's where my intuition starts to kick in and go, no, that's not you. That's not what you're about. So can you give us a little bit more of an understanding of it as a marketing, as sales, as that business side of it? What do you do? How do you put it forward? How can we look at it a little bit differently?
Yes, of course. I love this so much. And I just want to highlight that you made a really good point. And I'm so glad that we're talking about this, because it's something that's needed to be talked about right now in the industry. And it's a huge problem right now. Like, you're experiencing it. I'm experiencing it. I probably get like 100 friend requests a day. Now I have my virtual assistant like go through my Facebook friend requests, because I'm like, I don't really have time for this. So the annoyance that you're experiencing is not simply from you. Now, does that mean that the strategies of direct outreach do not work? Not necessarily. It's totally working, or else people wouldn't be doing it. So I'll speak a little bit into this strategy just to kind of like clean up any loose ends for people that may be using this strategy and it's not feeling good. And then I'll share some other ways that we can market. The most important thing is that whatever you choose, it feels good. And check in with your body, check in with your intuition. Like, does this feel good? Would I buy from me right now? So you want to be really authentic with how you do it, and don't do it just because you're trying to like be someone else and you see it working for them. Feel into it feeling good for you. And it's like a full body yes, that is the way that you want to market. So when it comes to direct outreach, in my experience, especially for women, especially in this, spiritual community, it is annoying to get messages where it's like, hey, I help blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And to be fully transparent and honest, I have also tried that. I've tried literally everything, which is why I'm a business coach. I'm like, I'll try everything, and then I'll master whatever it is that I'm teaching then my clients. So I put myself on the line to take the risks, to learn the lessons, to support my clients. But what doesn't work about that strategy is, one, you don't even know if that person needs what you have to serve, or what problem, like the problem that you solve, you have no idea if they are struggling with that. Two, you're treating it like a numbers game, which you may have heard that from a lot of business coaches. A lot of people say, well, if you're not making enough sales, you're not making enough offers and you're not selling enough, which the second part of that sentence, I completely agree. I believe, like I tell my clients, make 2 offers a day to work with you. And if you do that in the way that's aligned with you, which doesn't have to be direct outreach, it can be many, many ways, then you will have a profitable business. Like, we do get to invite people into our world, but there is a better way to do that. So the reason why I think a lot of people are getting annoyed is because it's just overplayed, it's overdone, there's no personalization. So if there is going to be any direct outreach, in any method, what I recommend is creating a personal connection and relationship first. Now, I can hear other marketers that I have even bought courses from and learned from the past, and they say, but that doesn't work because then you become their friend. And then later on, if they need your services, they don't want to buy from their friend. I disagree. Like, I'm personally friends with all of my clients. They know about my life, I know about their personal life, and that creates a deeper bond to support them in growing their business, creating more success, and redefining success. That's really something that's been coming up a lot in my life and my clients' lives, of not having the benchmark of success simply be the money in your bank account, how many sales you're making that month. It is a metric, and it is not the only metric. We get to look at how many dates are you having with your husband? How many dates with yourself are you having? How much time in your schedule are you using for yourself, like your own fitness, your own health? So a lot of what I preached with my fitness coaching, I still clearly believe when it comes to business, because most of us that are service providers, we are selling ourselves. And I will tell you that I have chosen not to buy from people because the way that they present themselves is not a way that I want to present myself. So if they don't embody the core values of health and relationships, and I can see that their lifestyle has no importance for that, I don't resonate with them, and therefore I don't buy, even if they're the best marketer or business coach in the world. So I think it's really important that we take care of ourselves, because we are the vessel that holds the business, the knowledge that comes through, the processes that come through us in our channel, and then we turn it into processes, we turn it into knowledge and ways to support people. So in anything, this is whether you do direct outreach, whether you're going live, whether you have a podcast. I personally have grown my business to multiple six figures, mainly using summits and email list, which I really love because I'm inviting people in, I'm giving them value right away. I'm building that relationship with them. They get to see me on video day after day after day for 3 weeks. And then I give them invitations like, hey, if you want to buy from me, here's some invitations. And I actually think that people like buying from emails. I almost always buy from emails. So we have to think about the psychology of buying in general. And I studied psychology in college. That's what one of my degrees is in, the other one's in technical writing. So when it comes to communication and the way that our brain works, that's really interesting to me. So here's a quick example. If you're trying to grow on Instagram, think about how you use Instagram. You go on there probably after a long day at work and you're like, what are my friends doing? Like, what's trending right now? Can I get some entertainment from some reels? And can I scroll as fast as possible to get some dopamine? You may not know that that's what you're doing, but your brain gets something out of, I don't know what the next thing is going to be. It's like the brain of a gambler. You're like scrolling, 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 looking at all of these photos just to stimulate your mind. So it's a great way to veg out. It's a great way to not be present. It's a great way to be in a void. And people like that. That's why they watch certain types of television, right? So if we think about the psychology of that, a lot of the times, I know I'll speak for myself, like people are not reading. So if you're making a lot of offers in your written content, I'm not reading people's posts on Instagram. I'm just scrolling. That's it. And so think about how you use Instagram, because you're probably attracting buyers like that. Now, I do know a lot of people that only watch stories. They open Instagram, they only watch stories. If that's like you, then double down on basically only stories. People attract people that are like them. So Facebook has a little bit more of a like mutual feel. Like people aren't checking how many followers you have right away, and they're not making assumptions based on that. So I think it's more of a mutual friendship. People are scrolling, but they're going a little slower. They're looking at events. There's a wide variety of things that you can do on Facebook. You've got groups, events, all the things. So it is a little slower, and that's a great place for people to read and get to know you and get to know about your offerings. Now with emails, like that is where people want to read and make decisions. Like if you think about your emails, they're like, all right, I'm going to go into my emails, see what's important, see what gets my attention, and then make a decision from that. So that's why I buy a lot from emails. And I will share this with you because this is how I'm feeling. And I know that all of my clients come to me saying this. They say, Adrienne, I really don't want to be that much on social media anymore. Like it is draining me. So I'm hearing this again and again and again. And I, as a business coach, barely spend any time on social media because I know how much it can like really take our attention away. And I'm committed and focused to the vision that I'm holding and what I'm building for my company. And so when it comes to emails, I basically buy everything from emails. If I'm going to buy from someone, it's going to be from an email because I probably won't see it if it's on social media. And that doesn't mean that social media doesn't work. I know that a lot of my ideal clients are on social media. So in this last year, I have been more present on social media only because I can easily tell my team to be like, hey, you see that email that I pre-planned? Just post it on Instagram, just post it on Facebook. And if you were to ask someone else, they might say, well, Instagram has a different feel. You want to talk to them a different way. Facebook has a different feel. You want to shift your message a little way. I personally just do the same exact thing on all three because it doesn't have to be perfect. And it's like crazy. Like I hope that this is giving someone freedom right now. Listen to this. Like if I'm a business coach and I'm doing the same exact post, I'm just copying it. In fact, I'm not even doing it. My virtual assistant is. I hope that gives you freedom, that you do not have to be like spending so much time in a place that you don't want to be.
Yeah, I totally agree. And the thing is, if you've got your messaging right, it doesn't matter where your potential clients are. If they're on LinkedIn, like they might not be on LinkedIn, but if they're on all those socials, it doesn't matter where they are. If you've got your messaging right, if you've got your target audience right, they're going to find it. So you don't have to be on it 24/7. You just, you can allow that to go through. That's really cool. I had some little things in there as you was talking about it, and it was like, I know what I want to do. Okay. For those who are just starting business, that you were referring to different things. So the reaching out, you're referring to those different aspects of business. So we've got this a way of reaching out, and not call that marketing or not trying to, but putting yourself out there. You said you do 2 offers. Yes, offers. Okay.
Yeah.
Before you go any further, can you just explain that a little bit more? Is an offer reaching out, is when you're putting up a post, what are you doing? Just define those a little bit more, because I think people get confused with marketing and advertising and posting and all that sort of side to it, because it's all become one big blob, like social media blob. Let's just pop it out there and let's just put it out there. But can we just define those a little bit more? It might make the people understand things a little bit better.
Yes, I love that. So simply making 2 offers a day, it can look a lot of different ways. So one of the things that I really help my clients with is doing the same exact strategy that has worked really well for me, which basically was starting from 0 email list, doing online collaboration events and online summits, using that as a method to grow my email list. And now we have like 7,000 people on our email list. And if you think about a room full of 7,000 people, there's definitely people in there that want to buy from us. So an offer could look like me sending a broadcast email to my list, offering something. It could look like Instagram story slides that are offering something. It could look like me being on an enrollment conversation with someone and making an offer. That being said, we always want to do it in integrity. So the example of the sales call, there's a lot of times where I'm not the best fit for someone. I recently had a call with someone who was a photographer, and she was asking me, like, how do I sell more prints of my photos? And I said, well, here's some advice, but to be fully honest, like, this is not my zone of genius. I work with coaches, healers, and service providers, and selling prints is not my zone of genius. So I don't have anything to offer you, but here's some free advice that I hope can support you. And so we always want to be in integrity. If we can't really serve someone, even if you haven't made your 2 offers a day, that's totally fine. It's just more of a metric for you to be like, okay, am I giving enough invitations for people to work with me? And so I like to think about sales as like, you're so excited about something that you've created from your heart, from your imagination, from your big vision, and you're simply inviting someone into your birthday party. Like, that's the energy. Like, you're so excited. And it doesn't matter if someone's busy and they don't come to your birthday party. You don't get sad about it, or at least I hope you don't. You're just excited about it. You're like, I trust that whoever's going to be there comes. And that's how you have a good time. And that's how you get to treat sales with the same non-attachment. It only feels bad when our emotions are tied into it and we think we're a bad person. We think we're taking rather than giving. And that comes from only selling the things that you really believe in.
I love that. That is really cool. And of course, with healers and that, it is what they believe in. I'd love to go through like a little bit of an example. Okay, because you're saying offers. Now, for a healer, and they may be doing healing online, they may be doing remote healing, and they may be doing like the physical healing. Just as an example, how do we step through this? How do we look at what offers are and how we put that out there in regards to a healer? Does that make sense to you? Do you know? Yeah,
Yes.
just as a general example that people can sort of go, okay, that's an offer. That's what I'm going to put out there. I guess in the olden days, they used to call it the tip of the funnel, the top of the funnel, the more open side to it. But yeah, can we just walk through that? I find this really fascinating, especially getting it from somebody else's point of view, because I've got my point of view and I know my friends have got their point of view. So it's really lovely to hear another point of view and how to look at it. So,
Yes.
because I don't have, you're talking about an offer and sending it out to a big email list. I've never been one to collect emails. I'm a bugger. I have collected them, sorry, and I haven't put them in there. But so I don't have a big email list. And say this healer that's coming in, they don't have a big email list. They're starting from scratch. How do I do this?
Yes, I love this. So this is a great question. And the marketing strategies for me right now, where I am multiple six figures, are different than when I was just making my first six figures. First six figures was all on Facebook, only using Facebook. So the people that had taught me how to grow my business, they were like, use social media. And the reason is because people buy from who they know, like, and trust. So I got a kick out of it when my first business coach says, you'll be surprised, but people who already know you from middle school, high school, college, they are going to be your first customers because they already know you. And now you're doing this thing with fitness and they're inspired by you and they know where you were. And now you're, an entrepreneur doing this thing and they're going to want to come along the way. And he was totally right. And a lot of my clients, when they're first starting out, they'll do the exact same thing. They'll leverage the audience of people that they're kind of acquaintances with. And whether they have more people on Facebook or Instagram or both, they can leverage both. For me, it was only Facebook because I was very lucky in the fact that I had no idea I was going to have a business, but I ended up friending every single person I've ever met ever on Facebook. So I had a lot of friends when I started out. So we need to have an audience to talk to, and then we need to have a problem to solve. And simply, we're just sharing information. And the more value we can provide, the better, because then it doesn't feel slimy. It doesn't feel like, we're stingy with our knowledge. It's like, here, I'm going to help as many people as I can. And I know that we help way more people through our marketing and our free information than we ever will our paid information. And that's simply because we are talking to more people. There's thousands of people that may listen to this. There's thousands of people that hear my Facebook Lives on Facebook or Instagram. And you just have a broader reach so you can help more people. And when we're all in the business of helping people, we want to give value, and that supports in building know, like, and trust. So if someone's just starting out like a healer, I recommend doubling down on the audiences that they already have. So Facebook is a great place to start. In terms of offerings, this is something that I teach in my beginner level business course called Cosmic Cash Flow. I believe that the best way to start from scratch for building a business is step one, sell out your one-on-ones and get really good at one-on-one healing, one-on-one coaching, one-on-one services. That is also going to bring you referrals. And if it's anything that you do in business, if you take one thing from this, know that the most important thing you can do is get really good at your craft. The better you can get your clients' results, the more clients you'll get and the more your business will grow. You'll get people that buy from you again and again and again. So it's not like you have to, do a bunch of lead generation, because you kind of build your tribe, your community, and they come with you along the way for different services or offerings. So if there was a new healer here listening, what I would have them do is first, I would ask them, like, how is it structured? One of the big tweaks that I usually help healers make is creating a longer term package. So maybe it is 12 healing sessions. That's a really good place to start. And then charging $1,500 US for that, starting there. And then as you get more and more comfortable, you can raise your prices, supply and demand, you become, the best healer in town. And this could be either people that you heal in person or virtual, either way. But most healers and coaches know that it's going to take some time. It's going to take at least 3 months, sometimes 6 months for your clients to get results. So you're actually doing a disservice to your clients if you are like, hey, have this session for $100 or $200, knowing that they may not come back, because in psychology, it kind of hurts to pay time after time after time again. If we pay one lump sum to get one problem solved, then it's like, okay, I'm really in this. I'm committed. I'm doing this. It's like when you go to college, you're like, okay, I've paid for my semester. We're doing this. We're learning all the things and we're moving forward. So that's kind of how you can think about it. The tuition to work with you is $1,500, $3,000, $5,000, whatever you feel is your value. And there's more I can say on pricing, but once you sell out your one-on-ones, and that could look different for anyone. I personally only ever take on 3 one-on-one clients at a time. That is also because I know my purpose is for groups, and that is really where I shine. I love working with groups, and I draw in an epic community. And so that is what I hone in on. Some of my clients, they have 20 clients that they see a week, and they really love the one-on-one, and that's where they thrive. So once they sell out the one-on-ones, then you think, okay, what am I really good at from all those one-on-ones? What do I tend to attract? Like everyone wants womb healing, or everyone wants, shadow work or inner child work, if this is an example for a healer. Then you create an online group program. And this is how you can start to scale your energy and your time. So when you create an online group program, let's say it's a 12-week course for $3,333. I love angel numbers. And this could be something called like healing your inner child. And you market it, you get 12 people in, and then you record all the modules, and then you can, step 3, sell it as a self-paced course for like maybe a third of the price. So step 1, sell out the one-on-one. Step 2, group coaching program. Step 3, take all of what you got paid to do in the group coaching program and make it into that online course. So that's like beginner level business 101. And then next level, like the graduates, the people that I have in my mastermind, they're working on email lists, summits, funnels, creating systems so that money can flow through to them in a really streamlined way and support more people and have more people in their space. In the beginning, it's a lot around community relationships, but this is actually something that I hope that there's like long-term marketers and people here that have been in business forever, because if business was going well in the beginning and now you've gotten into like fancy funnels and you're doing more things and you're wondering why it's not working, it may be because you're not doing the 3 things that I believe are most important for running any business. Number 1, focusing on building your community. So without like a tried and true tribe, you have nothing. Every business out there that you look at has a database of their customers. Like Walmart has a database of customers. Amazon has a database of customers. They do a lot of email marketing. I'm sure they do Instagram as well. I personally don't follow them, but community is number 1. Number 2 is relationships. If we're not in relationship with our customers, we have no idea where we should go. We need to be ahead of the market by listening to what they're wanting and then creating that solution. What are their problems? What are their complaints? And then innovating a solution for them. So like a business coach right now listening to this, knowing, if you didn't already know, that it's a big issue, like everyone is starting to hate coaches and healers because they're getting bombarded with all these messages. You could solve a problem by creating a course with a headline that says how to grow your business without spammy outreach, right? So that's an example. And then 3rd, people want to feel your heart. Every business out there has a mission, and more people are doing research about the founder of the company, their story, their history, their energy, their vibe, and buying from people that they believe in and that have aligned values. As all the industries grow, especially with the online space of coaches and healers, there is going to be an abundance of healers and coaches. And this is beautiful because people can choose who they vibe with the most. Like back in the day, maybe there was only one healer per town and you had to go to that healer no matter if you had the same values. Now you get to choose based on value. So it's becoming more and more important to show who we are behind the doors of our business. And that's really where social media can support us, of sharing things about our lives, like sharing about my fiance Darren, sharing about my dog Pike, and people that have husbands and love relationships and love backpacking on the weekends and spending time with their dog and nature, and they vibe with my lifestyle, they'll start to build more of that know, like, and trust, and they can see what I've created in similar values to what they're creating for their life.
Yeah, I love that. That's really cool. So the first part was focus on the building of your community. The second was relationships with the customers, and then the third is fill your heart. And really, to be honest, that's what you're doing when you're putting out your posts and you're putting out your offers and things like that. They've got to be able to see or be aware of it, doesn't it? And that's all part of your messaging and the terminology you use and the words you use. That's really cool. I really like that, especially for beginners, because I know I've listened to some people and they've sort of gone, oh, this is how you build your business and rah rah, and they sort of go, just send it out to all your email lists. And I'm thinking, well, hang on, I haven't got an email list, like, and that's probably something that I haven't focused on because of the age or the level that I came in and was doing this. And the fact is that when I was doing all my healing work and my not social media, my life coaching and doing all that sort of side to it, we didn't even have the internet then. So there was this sort of situation where I'd known a lot of people, like you said, but have not had that sort of connection with them. And this is where it's really good if in an older like person that they actually do connect with, say, Facebook or Instagram, and start to see who they knew or know or had known, because then you're starting to get those rekindling those connections again, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's like if anyone here is a beginner, the most important thing that you can do to build your business is focus on building relationships. People buy from who they know, like, and trust, and they want to know who you are as a person. They want to feel your energy. And if you do not have relationships, you get to go out there and build relationships. Those don't have to be built online. I've gotten clients from going to barbecues before. Not that I have any business cards with me. I'm just being myself. They may ask me what I do. I may share about my business in a non-salesy way because they asked. And they may say, oh, I need to go to your breathwork class. That sounds amazing, which brings me into breathwork. And I want to share something that may be different than what you've heard from other business coaches. I believe that the biggest way that I've grown my business beyond the logistics of having an email list, sending offers, having sales calls, like the basics, it's really been my own breathwork practice. And that is a way that I use breathwork to manifest clients. I use breathwork as a way to open my channel and see, like, what do I get to create for my clients? What is the market needing? What is something unique and novel that is needed in the industry? And then creating it from that. I had a retreat in March, and I have a lot of relationships with people because I've built relationships. And so I invited a lot of people to that retreat, and I did not fill it out as quickly as I thought I would. So I went into a breathwork journey with the intention of, like, show me who it is that gets to be at this retreat that I have forgotten about. And I got like 30 names of people that I knew after I thought I'd already invited everyone. And I was super authentic about it. Like, people know that I'm obsessed with breath work. They see it, like, everything I post is a lot about breath work because of Breath of Gold and that business and that brand that has been birthed through me over the years. And so I sent them a voice note. I said, hey, this might sound crazy, but I just did a breathwork session and I'm getting so excited about this retreat that I'm leading. And it's about, this, and this. And I thought of you as someone who would be awesome to have there. Like, I totally saw you there. You were in my heart. If this aligns with you, let me know and I can share more details. And if not, no worries, but I've been thinking about you and hope you're doing well. So just something like that's connected to your heart can be great. And so that's an example of even how we can use direct outreach in a loving way, because it's personal. We're saying their name. We're like bringing them into part of our lives of, like, I do breathwork for my business. And it doesn't feel like a copy and paste message that's inauthentic. People just want to feel that they're seen. Like, if you think about like you in your inner child, like, what did you want as a child? You just wanted to be seen, heard, and loved. And so we're all just a bunch of childs in a slightly older body, and we all just want to feel seen, heard, and loved. So when we can use strategies like direct outreach with relationships that we've built and nurture new relationships, we can talk about their content. We can say, hey, oh my gosh, I just saw that you did this Facebook Live and I watched part of it and you totally got me so excited when you were talking about breath work. Like, I love breath work so much and it's so cool that you love breath work too. Like, now they feel safe enough to get into a conversation with me. And I do not have any intentions of selling them. I just want to be in relationship with them. And then later on, if they're like, oh, Adrienne, I've been seeing your posts and you have this breathwork certification. I love breath work and I've been wanting to add that to my business. Can we get on a call and like talk about your breathwork certification and how I can do that? Then it's like, yes. And it feels like it's mutual and it feels like it's good for them. Like when you walk into a store to like buy clothes, isn't it annoying when someone comes up to you and they're like, oh, do you want this dress and this dress and this dress? And like, what do you want to buy? And it feels like they're just trying to like squeeze as much money out of you as possible. Whereas it's kind of inviting when the person says, hey, I'm here. Let me know if you have any questions. And you have this freedom to buy. So what this means in buyer psychology is that people love to buy. People love to buy. They love to buy. They hate to be sold to. So we have to think about creating more like experiences to get them to quote walk into our door, especially our virtual door, so to speak. So that might be webinars, online events, online group coaching events like new moon circles, full moon circles, ways to get them into your energy and your teaching and to get them to know about what you do and experience value from you. And then they're like, okay, I like what I got and I want a little bit more. It's like when you walk into the ice cream shop, you're getting all those little samples. You want to sample all the flavors and you're like, okay, I trust this ice cream. All the flavors taste good. I know which one's my favorite. I'm going to buy, 2 scoops of ice cream on this cone. So that's really important to know that people love to shop. People love to buy. Like, think about how many sales Amazon gets every day. People love shopping. But could you imagine if someone on Amazon was like messaging you like, hey, you, I saw you were looking at this thing. Like, do you want to buy it? Not to say that you can't ever do follow-up, because that can be part of the strategy, but you get to give people space and freedom to make their own decisions and to inspire them to take action. And whether that's with you or someone else, it really doesn't matter. And that non-attachment is something that gets built with time. And I believe that it's really important that coaches and healers do their own inner work, like have a therapist or a life coach, like have someone that can check you and make sure that you as a person are in a way taken out of it. So there is no jealousy, there is no comparison. We're healing all of those relationships and we're just working on a vision that is bigger than us, that is coming through us, and we're that representation. And one more thing that I want to share here on this topic is that most people buy from emotions. Most people buy from emotions. So when do we feel emotions? When we connect with humans. This is why community and relationships are so important. This is why sharing our voice is so important. Sharing bits and pieces of who we are and our energy is so important, because we want them to feel something. We want them to feel excited, and empowered is a big one. Like, we do not want to use all the marketing strategies from the bro marketers out there of like pain point, pain point, pain point. Like, we want to show them that yes, there might be some struggles, and meet them there and validate that that's totally fine. And in a loving way, share our hearts of like, it's okay. And if I've healed this, you can heal this. If my clients have healed this, you can heal this. And I want to empower you because this is so possible. And I would love for you to have, the best relationship ever, the best business ever, the best, life ever, whatever it is that you help people with.
Yeah. Wow. Sorry, I was just sitting there listening, and I suppose I should have been trying to work out some questions to ask, but I wasn't. I was just listening.
That's okay.
But we are getting a bit low on time. I did want to ask. So when we're looking at being in alignment with sales and business, what does that actually mean? Because you were talking about that, or we had that in the notes, that you want that understanding of being in line with sales and business. Is that what you're referring to? Is being authentic?
Yes, being authentic and then also using a tool like breath work to make sure we're staying in alignment. So, one of the things that you were mentioning before we went live is like how we can use breath work for our own personal processes. Like, what
Yes.
if you do a marketing strategy and then you get pushback? Like, what if you do exactly what I said and you do a breathwork session and you tell someone, "Hey, I saw you at my retreat. Do you want to come?" And then you get a voice note back that says, "I bet you're lying. You don't even do breath work. Like, how dare you reach out to me? I don't want to go to retreats." And like you get this negative feedback. We can use breath work to go within and to like find our alignment again, because sometimes that pushback can kind of shake us up and we lose our feet, we lose our groundedness, we lose the alignment. And so when we can think about, there was this response that wasn't necessarily aligned with me, and use that time to go back into like, okay, is this a strategy that I don't feel aligned with? Is this about me or is it about them? And really staying true to what you believe in anything that you do in life and in business. I believe that it's important to stand in what you believe, because there's a lot of opinions out there and there's a lot of things that can influence us to forget our beliefs. And it's more empowering when we can stay true to what we believe. Like, for example, if I, in this conversation, were to tell you that sales and marketing were not important and like convince you otherwise or like change my mind, that wouldn't make you trust me. Like, that would seem like I need to find myself first. So it's important for me to have opinions on things. It's important for you to have opinions on things and what you believe in. So you may get one negative comment. Use breath work to support you. Alignment to me is a feeling. It's a feeling that you know that you are authentic. You feel in your body that you are excited about what you're offering. You believe in what you're offering, and you're in integrity with everything that you're doing in business. So one thing to notice is that with marketing and sales, there are strategies, there are things that work. And I like to use them as a framework. It's like the masculine riverbank that then holds the feminine, which is the flowy water. And we need the masculine structure. So, for example, when I come on podcast interviews, I'm often on 2 to 3 podcasts a week. I have it in my calendar. That's the masculine. I showed up, and then the flow is whatever wants to come through. So this is different than what I've shared on the other podcasts. And it's the same with what I teach in my programs. Like, I know the bullet points of what I want to teach, but I create enough spaciousness for the channel to be open and for even more wisdom to flow through me. So in marketing, I think sometimes it can feel weird because it's like, a sales script, which I actually have a sales framework that I teach my clients called energetic enrollment. And it's a framework. And one of the things that I tell them is memorize the script in the beginning. Know where to go. It's like use the training wheels, know where to go. And then eventually you don't need that anymore. You use your energy, you enroll them with your energy, and it's simply a framework that you dance through, and you're not dismissing the person and where they're at and leaving the authenticity behind. You're meeting them with exactly what they said and knowing that it's going to be different every single call, because every single person has different things that they're sharing.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love that. I like how you explained that too, because it does make sense. You do need to have that structure. I love structure. I think it's fantastic, but I also love having that flow and just going with it. So even when I'm doing the podcast, I like to structure it. Okay, we're going to have this, we're going to have that. But in the same token, whatever comes out, whew, that's what's meant to be there. So yeah, I love that. We are running out of time. We're hitting our time limit now. And you do have a free gift. Actually, I'll just quickly put that on the ticker tape. Now, one of the things I actually want to say before I go onto the ticker tape, I'll pop that back. You talked about the breath of gold. Now, I have it going on the ticker tape so people can see it. However, on the podcast, they don't see it. So I need to say breathofgold.com. That's where you'll find you. And then you've got the free gift too, which is a Sunday free online breathwork class. Sunday may not be Sunday here in Australia, but it could be Sunday definitely in your spot. So find out whether that suits you or not. But that's also at breathofgold.com too. So you can find that there. The other thing I wanted to say, what was I really, I thought we got so much information out of that. That was really cool. And especially for those that are starting. it feels like you're doing a lot of work. And you do, I know me personally, that when you do get some of those negative responses coming back, they can hurt, especially when you do so much work. So having that breath work to help you get through those, to help you get through those feelings and those emotions, is perfect. It's really good, because then you're starting to focus again on the positives rather than the negatives, because those negatives, little comments and stuff like that, can really hurt, especially when you're putting so much time and effort into what you're doing. So I love that. You got about 2 minutes to give us anything final before we go.
Yes, of course. This has been so much fun. So, as you mentioned, do have a free gift. If you are in a place where you're wanting to process any fears around your business that are coming up, maybe fear of being seen, fear of going live, fear of speaking your truth, fear of being polarizing, fear of anything, breathwork is an incredible tool for entrepreneurs. And not only can it teach us what to process and let go of, but it can also give us the clarity that we need to move forward. It can give us the visions, the blueprint. So many of my programs have come from a breathwork journey. So if you go to breathofgold.com/Sunday-breathwork, you can sign up for one of the live sessions. It's in a group container. It's so much fun. I'd love to see you there. I'd love to meet you in the Zoom land. If you're in Australia, it is midday on Monday. And if you cannot come, but you still want to experience breathwork, you can just send me an email at adrienne@adriennerivera.com, and I would be happy to send you a recording. So yeah, this has been amazing. The biggest thing that I can land with is that it's always been about people. The world has always been about people. Marketing has always been about people. So don't forget about your people. So I'll leave it at that.
Oh, thank you. And thank you so much for being on the show. That was really cool. Guys, jump on and have a look. So it is thebreathofgold.com. Have a look at the website. Jump in and have a go. Like, it doesn't hurt to do this. It doesn't hurt to have a try. See if that suits you. See if it doesn't. And I bet you it does, because it's so good. I don't need to talk about it, because Adrienne's already done that. Adrienne has already done that. So that's all cool. What I do need to say is, please like, subscribe, share the podcast. I am doing a 4-week tour of the UK very soon. So everything has been scheduled and organized. So I'm feeling a little bit stressed and all ready to go, but I'm going with my 92-year-old father. So that'll be interesting. And I'm sure I'm going to struggle to keep up with him, knowing Dad. But anyway, have a great week, guys. And we will see you next week. Hang on, let me get the branding up. That's me. I'm saying bye for now, and connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. All the best. Bye, guys.